This series really just keeps getting more and more intense as it goes on. Friends become enemies, enemies become friends, people who didn't get along in the beginning get together because they know they have to work together. It's really got a lot. Hello there, namaste. Paatal Lok, Season 2, Episode 6 of Mothers and Daughters. Hatiram and Megan are at the hospital where Rose is secretly receiving treatment. How do they survive when their location is compromised and Tom's supporters show up, causing a riot? See, now that's something I'm glad I read because that pissed me off while watching. The news reporters called it a protest, and it's like, no, at some point it's a riot. I feel sorry for the officer. I know this is serious, it's all fictional. This officer who had to gun down a civilian because he was protecting himself from a rioter. Imagine how scarred that officer is going to be from then on because he was defending himself from a mob of rioters. As I saw that scene, and it just reminded me of our fiery but mostly peaceful protests here in the US when the city was burning because it was being burnt down by the people who were peacefully protesting. Words have meanings, and it's like news reporters, if they're trying to back a certain side, they refuse to use certain words. Sorry, that bit really pissed me off. But yeah, Rose is in the hospital, it gets leaked by Daniel. Yeah, then the rioters all show up. This is one thing I don't like about mob mentality. People don't sit to think. All these people claim to want to know or get revenge for Jonathan's murder, but nobody knows what actually happened. I don't believe Rose even did it. I believe she just showed up, saw the body, and ran away. But I originally thought that Tom's daughter, and this is in the cold open, you see how Tom's daughter died and she took her own life. I was thinking something happened, which why Ruben hated the big city. His son hated the big city was because his daughter went there and got taken advantage of there by walking out at night alone and then got jumped. You know, the one of the most depraved things human beings do. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting and abhorrent, but that didn't seem to be the case. She did what she did because her best friend was taken advantage of because I'm assuming that she invited her friend over and her father forced himself onto her friend. So she takes her own life. I'm assuming that that's what led to it because she feels guilty for what happened to her friend. And she takes her own life, and we find out who actually had the child, where the child is hidden, who leaked the information here to there. You grow to like Megan more because she's actually working with Ram. She's actually working with him. And it's just like, okay, cool. Even Isaac's decided to back them. Go like, you know what? I will do the right thing. Let's just hope that the higher ups don't find out anything. It is interesting trying to put my Western mindset to it because there are things that happen and I'm like, that's illegal. That's illegal. But it's like, okay, this isn't the US. You can't, there's probably completely different rules for an off-duty cop than there is in the US. And there are completely different rules for interrogation than there are in the US. I mean, an officer can never, even if they do show it in movies every time and now and then, cannot raise their hands to someone who's in questioning. But I gotta say, I'm absolutely loving this series. Season 2 absolutely is better. It would be amazing if Ansari was still around. I absolutely loved his character. I liked that I was starting to get to know him more. The fact that I was right. I mean, he was gay. He was talking to a man. He someone he could love, and everybody's like, I called it. And then you see what happens in the aftermath, and it's just like, this is all about revenge now. It's all about getting to, and I hope Ram doesn't go like, oh, they told me this, it's for the greater good, so I'm not going to do anything. I hope he burns it all down because what happened to him is a tragedy. What happened to Ansari is a tragedy. And yeah, an officer who's doing the right thing gets gunned down and everyone's just like, oh, pretend it didn't happen. Oh, let's throw this person under the bus because everything you did could only be backed by the person who risked his life to get the answers. Yeah, I'm absolutely enjoying this series. It's not as dark, but it is as dark as the first season. But they just had some heinous acts in the first season, which I will never approve of. I completely hate the fact that it's in media because I'm a firm believer that what people see in media, they emulate it in their life. So I'm against that because it's just like every time I see something like that, it's like that's an encouragement. That's always used as an excuse. Well, I saw it here. But I'm loving this series. It's absolutely phenomenal. Season 2 is absolutely so much greater. Oh my gosh. I kind of want Ruben to really see what's going on and be a true head and put everyone in their place, because he seems like he's trying to do the right thing. Because his father, he knew his father was in the wrong. And his father apparently had a massive cult following him for some apparent reason. I'll never understand politics and how people will truly back a horse without knowing who they're backing. And the fact that Jonathan Tom's cheating was common knowledge, and people are still like, he's our hero, he's our hero, he's our hero. I don't know. I'll never understand that. I will never understand that mindset. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.